All right. Alrighty. So this should be working now for some reason. That's why I like to test these things late at night. Sometimes they act up, sometimes they don't. Today they want to act up a little bit. So if you can hear me, let me know as I try to figure out why this one stopped working. Anyways, but let's see. Live on X, little Facebook action, YouTube action, and Facebook page. So yeah, got a little noise canceling action going on. So trying out these little bad boys. Um, what's up, Victor? Let's see. Yeah, TikTok wanted to act all kind of funky today, but we proceed. Brian says we sound good, so I will take it. Let's see. Victor has a question pertaining to claims but disability as a whole. Shoot it. What you got? I'm on step 3 of my VA claims. Okay, check. Very good. This Wednesday, doing live IG. This Wednesday, we are live with our navigating VA claims class. So that's what's going on this Wednesday. I'll talk about that here in a second. T Wall, what's up with you? Yeah, I don't know why this thing wants to act up kind of funky today, but I guess it's a day for IG, so I'll take it. I will take it. Sometimes these things act up, sometimes they want to act all funky, whatever. So changes they make on all these things are always kind of a pain, but that's all cool. Let's see how we can do this thing. Figure it out here in a second. All right, let's see. Contemplating going back active duty. What does the process look like for getting back in, and what does it look like for active duty? Does it work out? So it really depends, right? You know, they're gonna have to screen you and so forth like that. So collecting 2 checks, that's gonna be a situation that they're gonna have to evaluate. So not something necessarily that happens too often, right? And again, depending on what your rating is and what your impairment is and what you are limited on. So like reservists, if they're actively drilling, you have to pick 1 check type of thing. So it really comes down to kind of what your rating is and what you're trying to do, and kind of go from there. So it really kind of depends, right, on what you got kind of going on. Let's see here. So we'll do it this way because we're gonna do it anyway. I've actually never done this that way. I don't know why that one wanted to act up. Let's see. Does that make sense? So what are you trying to do? How long have you been out? Give me a little context there. And then what we'll do here is we'll just go ahead and go old school. So fret not. When in doubt, we improvise. So we're gonna do it anyway. Don't ask me why that song is stuck in my head. All right, let's do it this way. Okay, let's see if this will work. Okay, let's see. been told some things. Here, let me see what you've been told before I answer. And let me situate myself over here. So this will kind of work. What did I want to put on here? Okay, that works. Yeah, I'm not sure why that one failed, but it's all good. It's all good. When in doubt, we figure it out. So we just go mobile. But let's see. What's up, Discerning Dash? Good seeing you. Long time I know a see. What up? All right, let's see. So I've been told in order to go back, I would have to surrender. It's fine. Just unsure what happens if it doesn't work out. That's a gamble again, right? You have to, because again, whatever you don't meet the requirements medically. So it really is a personal decision, right? Because if not, then obviously you still have that, but you're saying, hey, I'm doing this now. So you're kind of forfeiting that. Might, affect you in some shape, fashion, or form, possibly for sure. So something to definitely consider there. Do I still collect those old claims or goes back to filing process again? Yeah, so if you have to kind of start it back up again, really, what is your rating that you're looking at specifically, right? We're looking at tinnitus or something like that. I got it. You have a high rating, you have these issues that may preclude you from doing that, right? You're going to have to really kind of take a little self-inventory of what works for you. So that's something to probably take a little deep dive on and see kind of, which is the best way to go. So yeah, that's complicated because again, it happened like reservists, but going on the active side. But yeah, we're hanging out live here for a little bit. Class is this Wednesday. This Wednesday, we are doing navigating VA claims. I was trying to do the desktop thing with TikTok, but TikTok didn't want to agree with that. So on the phone with TikTok and everybody everywhere else with the mobile, the streaming here and stuff. But very quick admin notes. We are doing navigating VA claims. That's taking place this Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard. The focus there that we're hitting on is going to be the intro, who we are, talking a little bit about basics of VA claims and things like that. So that's going to be pretty dope. So if you're able to come on down, I invite you and welcome you to hang out with us. If you like the content and things that we do, I promise you it's better in live session because community guidelines preclude me from saying the things I want to say. Trust me, I've already got some community strikes for half of the stuff I say. So, and those were like regular stuff. So there's that part. And then also the whatchamacallit, our BDD course, right? So folks on TikTok, what up? Just so you kind of see a little bit of what I am trying to show because it's acting up and it won't let me do the thing. Let me see. But if you are so inclined, we're on IG and the Book of Faces and YouTube as well. But that's a little bit of what we have going on there. So I'm gonna do a bootleg situation here and do like a la who is that? I'm thinking of who does this. It is Kevin. Kevin does that. He points the phone this way here. Yeah, no, Ryan. It's so it wouldn't let me connect on the computer, so I'm literally on the phone on TikTok, and then I'm on the computer for everything else. So that's why it looks different on TikTok. And then now I'm doing a a Kevin, and just pointing the phone this way. So feel free to check out some of the other things we have. Again, you don't like when I say this, but it is what it is, right? YouTube, same username. Alrighty, so that's the question we had there. Discerning Dash says hello. So hello to you too, my brother. So I'm glad to hear from you. So that's what's going on over there. Catch up with some questions. But yeah, that's the plan of action. Let me go ahead and bring Dash down and back to what we're doing. So Wednesday, we are talking navigating VA claims, and the biggest thing there is we're touching on the agenda, who we are, understanding the claim process, how we help veterans at VNCC. And then we're talking a little bit about one-on-one services, who it's for, who it's not for, things like that. So that's the plan of action that we are hitting on a Wednesday, right? So I wanted to definitely highlight that. And then there was something else I was gonna bring up, but I'll also show our website as well. If you haven't seen it, we have our BDD course there. So on there, you'll have the ability to check out some of our things that we have, specifically our BDD course. So if you're a transitioning service member, it's kind of a dope course with some cool things. So check that out. Just kind of putting it out there. Now you know. But that's the kind of quick admin notes on some of that stuff. So if you're transitioning, those are some of the things that we are covering down on. So the entire process is on-demand course, and you get some pretty cool stuff. Give you a quick sneak peek of what that looks like, because obviously we're there. So this is what it looks like on the back end. So shh, you can't see it from me. This is the back end. So like once you get the course, that's kind of what it looks like. Victoria, and then click on there. Again, we have other things I'm adding to, but here you have, everything from the intro to a bunch of different things like a welcome message. Then from there, I kind of break things down. So you have a copy of the actual class, that went through live, etc. And then breaking it down, right? Intro to the course and resources and so forth, along with a variety of different things. So you'll see that we have, everything going down from welcoming you to the course, intro to BDD, gathering records, selecting conditions to file, secondary, aggravated conditions, presumptives, tips, separation health assessments, regs and closeouts, lay statements, etc., information like that, helpful links, bonuses, some statements, sample statements, and things like that. So some things to look at, but class is Wednesday night for navigating VA claims. This is more the on-demand class course that we have that's on our website. Links in my bio for this stuff, so you have a chance to look at it. I just wanted to give you a quick rundown of what it looks like, so you kind of see that. So that's that. But Wednesday, it is navigating VA claims. The course. So when you go there, you'll see it right there too. So there's no funky business. So we're at 67, but I'm gonna actually do a thing here. So I'm gonna try to maybe do a little discount. So if someone's interested in it, maybe we'll do a little discount code, but it's $6-7. So and it's on demand, so you have the ability to go through it at your own leisure. So that's like the biggest thing there. So I like that as far as that's concerned. Let's see. So we got that there, but yeah, if anybody's interested in the BDD course, let me know, and we might be able to do a little something. But I wanted to at least kind of get that out the way there. So let's see. But I hope everybody's well and whatnot. But yeah, streaming live, a little different places. So a little Twitter action, little YouTube action, makeshift TikTok action because they didn't want to act up and act nice. So here we are doing it this way. So we're gonna do it anyway. But let's see. All right, so we got that. Let's see, what have we on that? So Victor, hopefully that answered your question for the going back on service piece. Let's see. But yeah, so those are some of the quick things there that I want to make sure at least we covered for some admin notes. Let's see. And this class is Wednesday night. So all these things are on my link in bio. So if you go to my link in the bio, it will take you there, and you'll be able to see all the different things as far as all the stuff that we have. So you can definitely get there just to make sure everybody knows how to do that thing. Let's see. Make sure I have something. Make sure I have something else. Where is because I wanted to at least show that. So show you how to navigate that. So when you hit that link in my page, it'll take you to this, and you literally will be able to see and get all the stuff. So how to contact us, email, etc. So jump on our newsletter if you are not there. You may want to do that, right? It's bi-weekly and it's dope. Mental health secondaries, that's a good PDF. So go grab that. A little free downloads there. Navigating VA claims, that's Wednesday's class. So there you have the sign up, and then the navigating BDD claim 67, as we said there. If you're interested, let me know. We might be able to do something for you. And then HRCMP is next Wednesday, and that's going down the following Wednesday. So just letting you know. All right, let's see. But yeah, outside of that, how is everybody else doing? What y'all up to, good people, as y'all do what y'all do? Let's see. Let me know what branch of service you were in and when did you serve. I always like to know these things. It's always cool to kind of get a understanding of where folks are at. So let me know branch of service and years that you served. Let's see. Be sharing some more stuff. Got some videos to put up. Let's see here. Some comments I'm catching up on this side. Slightly longer message about DC appeals. We're confused. Yep, as Daly said, send an email. Wednesday's class. Gene, appreciate you, my brother. Semper Fidelis Sapase. Okay. Sleep apnea CMP on Monday. Check. How are you filing that? I know. Is it legal to broadcast yourself? Did you consent? I know. I consent myself to be broadcasted. No, I don't. So when I go live on Wednesday classes, that's in Zoom. So you have to sign up for those classes. I don't teach classes on social media because I don't feel like getting, a whole bunch of messages about community guidelines and stuff. So we talk about stuff that's not very entertaining sometimes, like it's a disability. So some of those things that we have to talk about violate community guidelines because there's inference of things. So those things do not happen here. Thanks, Keisha. Appreciate you. Finding VA now, very frustrating. Very frustrating indeed. Steve, cool. Let's see. All right, got that one, got that one, got that one. Got the email one. Okay, email. Doing my BDD claim now. How long or how many months away from my ETS to rating before I get out? It's on benefit on delivery, so it's literally on discharge, Deshaun. So it should happen towards the end. Even if you get it in early, you won't get those benefits up until you separate service. Oh, let's see here. We got Marine Corps in the house. 805 Victoria. USMC Semper Fidelis. Appreciate you. Let's see here. Actually, this might be a pretty cool way to show this. So like this way actually might be better. So when I bring up some of these comments and stuff, it doesn't let me do it yet on the TikTok side, but soon we'll be able to do that hopefully. But that's that right there. So that's actually pretty dope. Let's see. Yeah, we'll put it there. Okay, let's see. How do I initiate national work queue with my claim? What specifically, what's going on for that? Jigradon. How do I initiate a national work queue to move my claim in temporary jurisdiction? Reason being, what is there a flash for a reason? We're looking at some exigent circumstances, homelessness, etc. What is the scuttlebutt? Let me know. Let's see. Very possible. Yeah, you got a lot of folks that don't have records, etc. So that's possible. I'm afraid to lower my rating. How much I accept it or not. See, so you need to jump into class. Jump into class. Show up to class. Depending if they're living in the Philippines, they have no social security number. I want to say I've seen a few of them to do that. They're able to show like birthday names and so forth. Might have to do like a workaround on that one. Let's see. I think some of these were answered already, so I'm just trying to catch up. Let's see. What's the question mark for, Will? I don't know. Be careful what you're typing. Again, some of these things get stripped out, so I won't see half of the stuff you may be typing. So if you're saying something, no, I'm just being impatient. Oh, nah, Ghost Rider. You're gonna have to go ahead and hurry up and wait. You go ahead and pump those brakes. Look, I feel you, but your impatience is not gonna move the VA to do a thing, man. The VA is just the VA, sadly, when it comes to that, man. There's just no rhyme or reason as to why they choose to take the time they take and how they take it. But yeah, that's how that kind of goes. Let's see. But yeah, no, that's not going to prompt them to move quicker. If that was the case, there are instances like homelessness and other things, terminal illnesses, etc. But as far as the patient, like, again, and how long have you been waiting to? That's also going to be subjective. 4 claims you're stuck in step 5. Is this the norm? Yeah, that's stuck in since June. Please, I know folks been stuck in January, so that's just the workload that's just backlogged. So not anything out the norm, sadly. Sadly, nothing out of the norm. I'm not familiar with using live on TikTok. You just click on my profile or her profile, and it'll take you to the link in bio to do that, or send her a direct message. So you have Nayeli and Brian across social. Those are my team. So if you see them saying VNCC, they're part of the crew. Rico, what's up, my brother? But yeah, being impatient won't expedite the process. The first step for sure is a doctor's appointment, because again, and I'll cover this on Wednesday, but these are some of the things that have to be looked at when we're talking a VA disability claim. When we are talking, Think My Bio has all the stuff to contact me faster, so that's the best way to do that. And even that's subjective, because I'm on 5 social media platforms right now, so. But this is something to definitely focus on when we're talking about, no, I don't provide Nexus letters, but I do partner with folks who do Nexus letters. So I have collaboration with various individuals in that space. But regardless of what we're doing, these are the 3 things specifically to the question about how to get started, right? You need to have these 3 things in place. I'll cover this in much more detail Wednesday night when I touch on navigating VA claims. But current diagnosis, in-service event or stressor, Nexus, right? We're filing a claim. We want to file a claim. You have to speak about the current diagnosis, right? You have to have a diagnosis to have an argument for the claim that you're going to be filing. And then from there, right, then we move into, do we have obviously something in service that happened, depending on how long ago that was, a nexus to tie it together. So initial claim, denials, etc. These 3 things have to be in place, right? We need to have a diagnosis. So for sure, got to get to see the doctor. And we need to have, in-service event, right? What caused it? What are we pointing to? And then a nexus argument for that. So those are the things that are needed to be successful. But yeah, so we got that. Working with MRPY, do you guys recommend them? Yeah, if you talk about Tara, yeah, she's the cat pajamas. Go to my page, Chris. You'll literally see me and Tara. She's the founder of MRPY. Literally having a conversation. So scroll down like a few videos back. I work very closely with her. It's highly review right now. What's the timeline usually happens in that process? Like writing any other claim, they say we want, between 0, a few days to 160 days, but the VA is backlog. So many things depend on that. So good decision. There's nothing yet. 100 days, not a lot really. Angel, my brother, what's going on? Let's see, Angel. Greetings, brother. Greetings to you. Let's see. Prepping to submit a supplemental claim. Take on statement support of late evidence witness statements. Can I submit both? So this is the same thing. Realistically, statements of form. So use the 10210 form for this specifically, which is a great question. But the statement support of a claim, late statement is the newer one. So if someone's going to write a buddy letter for you, they both do the same thing. A 4138 or a 10210 will suffice to do that thing. So I would say for sure, definitely add. But I always say though, Angel, even when it comes to the actual buddy statements and whatnot, I always treat those as like the sprinkles on top, right? That's giving you context and it's helping, but it's not going to be like, the main ingredient. It's going to be really what, it's adding, seasoning flavor to, right? So um, shout out to the crew for sure, man. Yeah. So that's something to consider there. Yeah, this is a team effort. Like, there's no way to kind of do this without the crew. But great question, Angel. What are you appealing? If you don't mind sharing. But yeah, shout out to the crew. And one of the biggest things, again, check out the website. Outside of the fact you see my stuff right there, literally go in there. One of the biggest differences between us and other folks is when you go to the About Us, you actually see the About Us, not some ranky danky, we're veterans helping veterans and we're not remember what color who we are. No, it's literally us there. So the mods that you there, oh, quite easy concept. You see them there. Brian in the building, Naomi in the building, and you can actually get a vibe for the crew that we have. So that's something that to me is big. I dislike when someone's like, hey, what do you think of so and so? Go to their page. What do you see? A whole lot of nothing. I don't like it. That's just me. You know what I mean? To each their own. But there's that part. You know what I mean? I like to be able to have context. And if you come on Wednesday's class, you read the crew too. So I definitely can't do this by myself because it's just too much, given all the places that we're at. And inboxes be crazy. So yeah, I got your stuff, man. I got your message, Robbie. And I got the tag. So one, thanks for Wayne for tagging me. I'll check your stuff up, but on the TikTok side of the house, check out Robbie's page, the archaeologist Devil Dog. He's doing some pretty cool things. I'm going to talk to him hopefully here tomorrow or in the next few days, but he is doing something pretty amazing for homeless veterans and whatnot. So a crash pad for veterans of sorts. Again, just kind of got tagged in today, so he's trying to get himself to 10,000 followers to be able to get into Creator Fund and do some pretty cool things there. So I'm big on at least doing some due diligence. So hopefully in the next few days, we'll have a chat and kind of jump on a call, really have a conversation. I really want to find out what you're doing. I like what you're doing. And I think that, supporting our, folks to me is big. So in your case, what you're doing, I think it speaks volumes to the fact that, hey, we have to hit this from different angles, right? Like I work with so many homeless veterans, HUD batch program situations, et cetera. I'm obviously, in the claim space pretty heavy. But I do work with like one of my close friends. She actually has an actual house that she has for she got injured, so it's like an assisted living thing for veterans as well. So that's been like a theme. So I believe in flow. Like these things don't just come. There's a reason these things are happening. I'm also part of the Big Three basketball league, and one of the connections that I want to try to bridge is some of the sponsorships that they have there. So like Procter and Gamble, things like that. So I think they're always looking for, hey, who can we support? So it's like, hey, who do I believe in? So I have to actually talk to someone. So for me, it's like, hey, I don't have a problem supporting folks, but we'll have a conversation, get a feel for what's going on, take a look at it, you know what I mean? And if we could support in any way we can, for sure, because again, we can help veterans do a thing, but yeah, you got your grading, you got your benefits, you got your thing, but you need a place to live, right? Some folks need a pad, somewhere to crash, things like that. So shout out to you on what you're doing. I'm specifically talking on the TikTok side of the house. You can look him up. His name is the archaeologist Devil Dog on TikTok. And he just had one of his brothers that passed away. So my condolences as well. I did see the video from the funeral a few days ago. So, what I mean? It is what it is, right? And I think that we're stronger together, right? So I appreciate you popping in, man, for sure. But I did see you sent me a DM, so I'll get to it. My stuff is just flooded. So, I'm just constantly bombarded with things, but I'm tracking, and we'll be chatting for sure. Let's see. But yeah, for sure, check out his latest video where he's kind of talking about that. So give him a follow. Good veteran doing some good things over there with some amazing plans. So it takes a village. I think that's really the way. Let's see, over on YouTube, Michael, let's see, what do we have? Quick question. I can be service connected for my allergy and chronic fatigue syndrome at the same time, currently at 40 for fibro. So fibro goes to the pain side. CFS is a whole different thing because it's actually more on the fatigue side. So they're going down different pathways. I did a video specifically on chronic fatigue syndrome. If you look it up, it's how veterans can go to 100% on chronic fatigue syndrome. It's on YouTube as well and on TikTok as well. And I also touch on the differences between fibro and chronic fatigue syndrome, but you have to be very deliberate on how we're arguing these things, because again, one is going down one pathway, the other. So it is possible. It doesn't happen very often, but the overlap of symptoms is really where it gets kind of tricky, right? Because they may lump everything together, but they can't differentiate it. So one side's pain, one side, fatigue, and be able to speak to those things. Not impossible, just not something you don't see. You don't see as much, if that makes sense. But it's a great question, though. Let's see here. Gulf War, presumptives, CFS, and fibro. Check. Okay, yeah. And what did it deny? Because if you have the presumptive, Angel, and you have the diagnosis, those should have been conceded there, but that you have chronic fatigue syndrome diagnosed. Crazy concept that literally that's the question right before you, right? Fibro for Mike, fibro and for Angel. So again, but look at that right there, right? Two completely different veterans literally asking the same questions with the same conditions, the same situation. This speaks to the fact that it's not just one person. This is what is a presumptive. People have these things. But again, we have to have a diagnosis. Specifically for chronic fatigue syndrome, it's not just fatigue or the chronic fatigue. It has to be chronic fatigue syndrome. I would advise seeing a rheumatologist or a specialist to be able to have that diagnosis officially done, because there's a rule out effect that they have to do, right? Because it's an autoimmune condition. So are we ruling out specific things like, lupus and other autoimmune conditions? So a few different ways to kind of look at that, but it's a very valid question. So I like that. Bum, 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 bum. Let's see. I hear you. Hard to keep track of my DMs, and I have barely. And this is the whole thing. I'm literally right now on YouTube, and I'm on TikTok. I'm on YouTube. I'm on Facebook, and I'm on Twitter. So all of that plus email, and then the work we do behind the scenes. So, but the team helps. So that's what it comes down to. It takes a village. But we'll definitely get to it. So. Let's see. Diagnosed PTSD, made a claim, never called in for CMP. Is that an issue? Why not? That's something to look into, because again, did you move, etc. Something to definitely consider, specifically when it comes down to what specifically happened with that. There may be instances where, again, sometimes someone moves, it's an address situation, they did not concede the stressor or call in for a thing, right? Again, even for PTSD initial, the VA has to initially be the one to push that. So that's something to look into. But then also, how long ago did it happen, right? Let's see. Yep, there you go. So to the Cruz point, there you go, right? If there's not enough to concede the stressor, that's a point there. Yes, the VA didn't accept my private diagnosis, I'm guessing, but now have both VA. And that's again, they have to, give weight to that private side too, Angel. So solid appeal for sure. Keep me posted on how that goes. You shouldn't need a nexus for that, because they have presumptive in place. They should, a diagnosis is a diagnosis. So I'd look at that denial letter. But you have it on both sides, but then it's speaking to the symptoms. Just got diagnosed from CFS from the same rheumatologist who diagnosed me with fibro. Check, Michael. Check. Good. Stressor was the combat deployment as annotated in the diagnosis. Check. Impact to occupational and social. Check. Appreciate you. Thanks for the shout out. Look forward to talking for sure. Step 7, no CMP. For what specifically? Do you need an access letter for tinnitus? It depends. You know what I'm saying? It's one of those things where, like, if you need it for sure, it's like one of those dealer's choice, right? It's pretty one of those things where, like, you're exposed to a thing, you didn't have a thing, you could argue a thing, no exposure, etc. Some folks choose to do that. Again, in the grand scheme of things, not necessarily something I would say jump forward on the Nexus side of the house. Naily, I would recommend. God damn it. I don't even know why I'm talking anymore. The crew is on fire. Alrighty, so let's see. But again, Wednesday night, we are doing Navigating VA Claims. That's the class. If you are transitioning and you are leaving service, check out the Navigating BDD Claims. Links in my bio for that. It is a great course that is self-paced and rocks and rolls for you. So I highly recommend it because we created it. Greetings. Got diagnosed with OSA through the VA. Would that be considered new evidence? How would new evidence for what, Clausel? I like this question. So what specifically are we looking at for when you say new evidence, right? Had you claimed for it before? Excuse me, were you denied? What did the VA say? Give me some context as to what took place specifically for that. Let me trying to get back over here. So yeah, give me some context there for the OSA side of the house. Be curious to know. But just because they concede a diagnosis on the VHA side, that doesn't necessarily mean it's a disability, per se. You still have to be able, as I said earlier, to meet the other three circles, right? So we have here, and again, I'll be covering this in much more detail on Wednesday night. So heads up on that. But you have the current diagnosis clausal. So now you want to claim it OSA as a primary. Well, not so much a primary. You're saying probably direct to service, right? So did you complain in service? Can you point in service to instances where that's a thing? How long have you been out of service? That's the second question, right? If it's something that's manifested after service, then you may have an argument as to maybe as a secondary to something else, right? Is it weight gain or something else that caused this thing, right? The sleep apnea video that I have, I touch on the intermediary steps between jumping from one to the other, right? I have, let's say, a back condition that caused weight gain. OSA has now ensued. That's a conversation, right? So you have to have a current diagnosis and you have to have the in-service event or stressor, right? I have sleep apnea and this is how service caused or made it worse. And that could be a direct service argument if you can make the argument. The nexus helps make the argument there. Or am I going secondary to something else, right? So you have new evidence, but the argument has to meet these criteria here, right? Current diagnosis, check, you got it. How are you going to connect it back to service? Direct to service, did you complain in service? If you did not, maybe a secondary. And then the nexus is how we're arguing that. That could be, medical literature, opinions, and so forth to add to it. But nexus just means how are you connecting it? So you have to have that. So that is a great question, which I like. Sandra, I have a telehealth appointment for my mental health increase. I'm rated 20 for anxiety. There's no 20. It's 10, 30, 50, 70, 100. So you probably have a few other things though. Let's see. The biggest thing I would say though, check out the video I have specifically. When is your telehealth appointment for that, Jan? I have a video 50 to 70 mental health jump, 70 to 100 mental health jump, and I show the rating criteria. So some of that stuff I can't really, go into too much detail here because community guidelines and what I talk about ain't the most seen thing. So, but Thursday, yeah. So check out those two things. The biggest thing is about symptoms. When it comes to mental health, I would offer to you, it's a conversation of present tense, right? It's a present tense. That's fine on the video call, telemedicine. It's a present tense conversation, right? So when you were looking at stuff, we're talking 10% would happen. In your case, you're going for an increase. So the conversation picks up from the last rating you had. So you're saying that you got 20. It definitely should be more than 20 because that's just not how that rates. So let's go take a look at it so that you see it here. All right, so we're at the CFR and we are looking at mental health disorders. We're going to the rating criteria. I'm going to zoom in some here so you can kind of see it a little bit better. But the point being is that rates, as you see here, 10, 30, 70, 100. So if we're arguing, for example, an increase from 30 where you're at now, right, or 10, then you have to speak to the symptoms where you can speak to those symptoms. But it's not going in here and just saying, I have these things. Again, what does the inability to establish and maintain effective relationships mean versus the difficulty to establish, check 30%. So for your case, check out, that 50 to 70. So right now, what you usually have done here when most veterans are at 30, right now, watch this. Without even reading it, when you look at someone at 30%, they usually say something to the effect of, there's some anxiety, there's some mood issues, some sleep issues, some, irritability, some suspiciousness. I check my locks, I check my doors, and I forget things from time to time. Let's see what 30 said, right? Without even looking at it, because it's literally what every veteran says. And you see it right here, boom, bingo, bango. Literally what every veteran says, right? I have some depressed mood, some anxiety, some suspicion, some panic attacks, some sleep issues, some memory loss. You're not saying anything. Right? When we're getting to 50, now impaired judgment, right? Impaired abstract judgment, control, so forth. the difficulty to establish relationships, right? What are we talking about, right? Do we have work problems? How we have divorces, separations, etc. At the 70, do we have the inability? There's a difference between it's difficult to establish effective relationships or maintain them to an inability, right? You got 2, 3 divorces, you've been fired 4, 3 times, your businesses have failed. We have an inability to do a thing. We're not talking that it's hard to do a thing, right? So some things to consider, that it's not just say keywords. I don't like that, right? Someone's going to tell you when you walk in there, let them know, look in there looking a whole hot mess because someone told you that neglected personal hygiene is a thing. Negative. It's not that. You're not going in there on some neglected personal hygiene. It's a conversation of, why is there a neglect of personal hygiene? What exactly is it that you are dealing with that has placed this situation in your life where you have this? If you cannot back it up with a fact or a story as to why this is happening, you're not cooking, because you're just Googling the word. Anybody can go in there and say, I have neglected personal hygiene, or show up looking at high hell. But these are the things that I am dealing with. These are the things that affect me. And again, I go way deeper into all these things in our CMP classes specifically, because of the fact that, again, there are things I can't talk about, right? Like I'm not going to be able to talk about ideations of no longer being here. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? So that's what I mean stuff. It's not me trying to, bait and switch. It's me being realistic to the fact that there are limitations here. But really study the rating criteria and be aware of how that rates, so that you understand how to speak to that. But when you're talking increase, it's a conversation now at the 50, at the 70, or 100 range, and speaking to those symptoms. That would be the biggest thing I would tell you. But it's present tense, right? Talk to me about present tense conversations, right? How are your symptoms now? How have things got worse from your last rating? Let's see here. On IG, do you know how likely I am to get met board for having surgery on cervical multiple levels? It really depends, right? You had the surgery, but are we having issues with bouncing back, right? There's a variety of reasons why this sometimes can go south. So it really kind of depends on the situation, to be honest with you. So that's what I would say for that. It really depends on what is going on with that. Also, I will be secondary to my conditions. I have tinnitus, claim headaches, depressions, and other things. Check, also. Check. Okay. Secondary to anxiety, depression. Could that be a diagnosis from the VA? Use evidence for a future? It could. It could. But just because the VA diagnosis means a slam dunk either. So just be aware. Okay. No question, but you and your team are doing great. Major Coyote, appreciate you. Jan 30. Jan, thank you for sure. You're welcome. Thursday. Feel free to come to class on Wednesday, Jan, Wednesday night. It's the basics of VA claims, but you have, the ability to come on down and hang out for a little bit there for sure. So I'll be covering some basic stuff, and I also have a live Q&A, so you could probably get more context versus, like this. Let's see. Pain and weakness after service connected knee replacement, hoping. Okay, check, Steve-O. Okay. Sleep apnea CMP on Monday, check. Okay. Thanks for sharing the live, Melissa. Appreciate you. Hey, David Austin, what's up? Okay. Can I talk about TBI? So TBI is a complex thing. The biggest issue with TBI is, for many veterans, that gets lumped into a thing. I have a whole video, so you can check it out too. It's a TBI 101 video that I did on all the platforms, so you'll find it, wherever you're watching from there. But the biggest issue is sometimes a veteran has a TBI and there's migraines associated or PTSD associated, so sometimes things get lumped together. And it's difficult sometimes to kind of argue those things separately because we don't understand residuals, right? We don't understand that for TBIs, right, there is a conversation of how these things affect other areas, right? Residuals specifically. So let's take a look at that right here, right? So we'll go to the CFR and we're looking here at the TBI side of the house. So when we're talking TBI, one of the biggest things that gets missed for folks is that beyond the migraine or headache that you have, you're looking at also what are some of the residuals here, right, that folks have. And for some people, right, there's issues that fall into the memory cognition side of the house, the judgment side of the house, social interaction side of the house, the locomotive side of the house, right? Are we having issues with, apraxia and having certain locomotive movements? Are we having visual spatial problems, right? For some, having instances where direction, judging distances, etc., is a problem. These are things. Subjective symptoms that go into other areas like headaches, double vision, blurred vision, things like that. Neural behavioral problems that go in line with things like mental health, etc. Those are things to consider. Communication problems, right? So again, because it's the brain, the biggest thing I guess I would impress upon you with the question about TBI is that it governs everything. So a TBI will affect your mood, it'll affect your vision, affect your locomotive, speech patterns, things like that. But a veteran doesn't understand to speak to those things. So you go in there saying, hey, I had a TBI and I have migraines. They lump it together because you're not able to tell the difference between other issues you have, other residuals you have. I do have migraines, but I also have these locomotive movements. I have these other visual movements. I have all these other things. I'm speaking to that, right? So TBI is very complex because it's the brain, and it can tie into so many things that a veteran doesn't know, is not aware of, right? Because it's literally the mainframe of us. So understanding residuals and understanding how complex that is, I would definitely encourage you to check out my TBI 101 video, where I really go into some detail there for that. But yeah, it's a big one. A lot of TBIs. A lot of TBIs. Okay. Gary, Y, Validator, Brandy, Vasquez, Alex, Goose, Sparky's in the building, Charles. Those jumping on in, let me know what branch of service you were in. Wednesday night, we're talking VA claims, navigating VA claims specifically. Links in my bio for that. If you're transitioning service, we have a course for you specifically. Our BDD course for those people that are transitioning service. So it's on demand. You have access to it. It is the cat's pajamas, if you ask me, and this is kind of what it looks like once you actually get the course. And it has videos and everything as well, so you're not, what I'm saying, just looking at like a bunch of PowerPoints and things like that, but also just outright different material and things that we're talking about, breaking it down. So I taught the class, and it has it there broken down for you, along with resources, bonus statements, and things like that. So all of that there is for you. So check that out. It is pretty dope. But that is the course, How to Navigate BDD Claims. Links in my bio, and you're there because it looks a little something like this. But Wednesday night, we're talking navigating VA claims right there. So that is that. Let's see. Clauso, thank you for the info and class. For sure. Just answering questions. I really can't teach class too much on my live, so these are more like Q&A. So as questions come in, I'll answer them. That's always kind of the big thing there. You're welcome, Hernandez. Time frame for claims now sitting at 3 months for an increase. That's not much, Goose. About 160 days on average, they're saying. Could be more, could be less. The intent to file, Nando, is when you'll get back paid to once you file the claim. So it takes you a year to file the claim, and they don't process it for another year. It'll go back to your intent to file. Hey, Kiki. All right. But that is the, a few things I wanted to hit. Anybody transitioning service and that is watching, always like to know some of that. So anyone currently active duty, let me know in the chat. Let's see, where are we? 42 minutes. Yep. So that's about to wrap it up here in about 5 mics. So if you have any questions, start wrapping it up. But again, Wednesday night, jump into class. We'll be hanging out there for about 45 minutes, 50 minutes classwork. And then I'll be hanging out for about an hour answering questions. So you have questions, we have answers. Come on down, hang out. It is in a Zoom. You have to sign up for it. So it won't happen on here on social media. It won't be a live stream or something like that. So just kind of, be aware for that. But yeah, let's see. Jesse, Ginger, Priscilla, Peanut, and Inspired. Silos, what's up? VA connected my tinnitus with vertigo, stayed at 10. Is there any way I can separate this? Again, right, symptoms. That's the biggest thing there. So not too uncommon to see that, Colossal. But pull that up, see what the rating criteria is, and can you speak and meet those criteria for the higher rating? That's the biggest thing I would look and say there. Let's see. Franco, 45 days before I start my 180 days. Okay. Yeah, check out, like I would say for sure, Franco, I'm telling you, check out the course. Specifically, how to navigate VA claims. How to navigate BDD claims, which are VA claims. But how to navigate BDD claims. It's good more because of the fact that it's broken down and has all the information, so you can kind of go through it at your own leisure. So I would for sure encourage you to check that out. If you missed kind of me running down through it, this is kind of what it looks like, just to kind of give you an idea. And I like this because when you're 180 days out, you don't need a crash course for one day, right? Like, you have time to work through this. So this is, broken down by sections. These are all live videos, classes, and things that I did. So you have the ability to go through the things like, intro to BDD claims, gathering evidence, secondary aggravated presumptive conditions, tips, separation health assessments, regulations, closeouts, some resources for buddy statements, lay statements, links, some statement samples and things like that to look at for tinnitus, headaches, GERD, mental health, and the BDD checklist as well. So like literally all these things are there. That's a chat feature. You can chat and talk to us, and the crew behind the scene will cover down, and all the resources and links and stuff will be there. So you can kind of see kind of what that looks like there. So pretty dope, for sure. But I would definitely say check it out. So if that's something, to help you kind of do what you're doing, for sure, I think that's a great resource, and it's $67. So if you're interested, let me know. Maybe I'll hook up a little discount situation, because sometimes doing lives, it's cool to do that, and because you tuned in. So I think it always has to be a benefit to a thing. But yeah, Franco, glad to hear that. Jazz in the building, Marines. Just got my 100% PNT. It took 4 years. Ginger Rican. Congrats. I'm glad to hear that. Schedule 1-on-1 if you have an appointment in November. I went through the course. Very helpful. Okay, so you've done it, Franco. Yeah, man, shoot me an email. Let me know how that worked out for you. Whatchamacallit. I did add some slots to my my schedule for that, and I actually just talked to one of the transitioning service members today who's leaving service. So shoot me an email, Franco, and I will, or a message through through this. So you got the course already, so good on you for that. And I'll make sure to send you a link to that, because I added it to my my link and whatnot. But because you got the course, I'll give you a different link, right? So don't go to the one on the link in bio for the one-on-ones. I right now have it open up until October. I have to sprinkle in some dates, so I'll keep in mind. And just when you email, send a message, let me know the date frame you're looking at, because I have some things going on for sure. So I'm kind of doing it 30 days out right now, just because of my schedule. But as I add more, what I'll do is I'll go check my schedule, add some dates for November, and let you know. That way you can kind of lock up that time frame, and we'll talk and kind of go over that stuff. But you've gone through it 3 times now. Very helpful. So hey, Nayeli, there you go. We're trying to get some feedback too, even on the course. So I'm over here telling Franco to go get the course. Franco's like, hold what you got, playboy. Hold what you got. Done did it 3 times, man. I already got it. I'm already in there. Okay, let me shut the fuck up and back it up one time. Franco is all over this bitch. I like it. Let's see. I've done the course. Went to the course 3 times. Very helpful. I learned a lot, and I will go through it again. Not 1 time, not 2 times, not 3 times. Hit me 4 times. Pop, 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 pop. James Brown type of shit, right? I like that, Franco. I'm glad to hear that, because that's the whole thing. Like, it's not just self-serving, but more it's understanding, hey, are we meeting you where you're at? Is it helpful? Is it helping you? And that's the biggest thing there. Yeah, on TikTok, or even through the course itself, it gives you the ability to send a message. So if you actually send it through the message, what's up, sir? We got, man, look, a blast from the past. So live on TikTok, live on YouTube, we live on Facebook, we're live all over the place. And one of my first commanders when I went into the military, man, back when he was LT, many moons ago, not so much now. But that's awesome. What's up, my brother? Out here just talking some claims all across the places. So we're TikToking it, we're YouTubing it, we're Facebooking it. Wednesday night we're talking some BA claims class. But Franco, let's see, to you specifically, email is on the website, but you should have the feature to actually comment and send a message to the website too. So let me know if that that should be enabled and work and everything. So whichever way, I'll look out for you and make sure we get that to you. So. But I'm glad that was helpful. What's up, Discerning Dash? But yeah, not much, my brother. We're out here just hanging out for a little bit, talking little claims. TikTok wanted to act up, so we're kind of multitasking mobile and desktop, because it's sometimes easier to kind of do it this way. So Let's see. Wanted to ask a question about SMCS. I'm 100% PNT, but I think I qualify. If you have 100% for one rating, 60 or more for the other, then yeah, the homebound piece, Pete, may be something for you to look at. Nayeli said, Franco, send a review, please, and thank you. So yeah, we are trying to get some reviews up for that. CPAP and rating. When is the VA changing those? The VA is proposed to change those, but they're not official yet. That's still pending. So it's not something that has officially gone through. So if you look at my TikTok specifically, there are whatchamacallit, I literally did a video about these changes that are proposed, and I put it also in other places as well. So it looks a little something like this. This one right here specifically, RV rating changes go away, and I cite specifically, the changes that are proposed, which have not gone live yet. So they were proposed. They had a suspense date of June 2024. That did not happen. So now it's been kicked to April 2025, but this has been going on since 2022 when it first kind of went in. So what's up, Big Red? Big Red One is in the building. Let's see. Franco says, I've mentioned you to at least 8 of my buddies already. We all thank you for the information. And that's it, man. Like I said, it ain't got to be crazy. You know what I mean? Like, again, today I had a good call with one of the vets that was in class last week. And, I think it's about creating some new, opportunities for those transitioning. Like, you're more empowered to do something. So you're going to the course, you got things together. Then we jump into, like a one-on-one, man, look, you're cooking. You know what I'm saying? So I love doing those. It's just my time frame to do more of those because I could do this all day. But I appreciate you sharing it, man. And that also speaks volume too. Like if we weren't doing something decent or you didn't get value out of it, you ain't gonna tell not one person a jack diddly squat. But yeah, let's see. I don't see the medication question that came up. CMP anxiety. I've been taking pills and yeah. Oh, well, Nayeli, you can scream at me later. So let's actually show what Nayeli was saying specifically. She's like, this is not that class. I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about. You're breaking up. I can't hear you. The only time medication comes up for mental health, and again, I know what you're saying, but literally mental health only speaks about medication at the 10% range. So be careful because sometimes you think we're saying something and you're really not, right? We're talking disabilities. We're talking that medication has not helped. We're talking about the fact that this impairment now has exceeded, right, healthcare. So we are no longer talking healthcare. The medication doesn't tell me severity of a thing. Arguably, you might be just good and get a 10% and have a good day because you're talking about the fact of medication. Whereas at the 30%, 50%, 70%, 100% range, there is no mention of medication. So be aware. It's a symptom conversation. Okay, so we got that. Sleep test started last Saturday. Been stuck at step 3 for a minute. What's a minute, Nando? I'm a little afraid to put on the claim after being 100. There's no bear to poke. That me and Neil did a video on that. There's no bear to poke. You have arguments to argue. You argue them. 80% unemployable total worth. Trying for increase. It is for sure, Big Red. If you have the argument, it won't take away your TDIU. You're just trying to go scheduler. So yeah, you could definitely file an increase beyond TDIU. I see it all the time. But again, it's on you, right? If that's something that makes sense to you. Some folks like shut it down. I don't want to do anything. Again, your prerogative. Yeah, I have one-on-ones that I've added on my schedule. So that is on my link in bio. Let's see. Thanks for the follow, Tay. Question we'd like answered. How do we send them? If you have questions, I'm answering questions right now. So if you type them, I'm literally answering them. If you check out my link in bio, there's ways there to reach out to the team too. So a few different things. Last minute CMP for flat feet. Pretty straight to the point, right? Speaking to impairment, right? They're really going to measure a thing. So how bad is it? How does it impair you, and so forth? That's pretty straightforward. They're colossal, so not something that's going to be too crazy, right? But again, right? What's the level of impairment? They're going to measure these things. What's the pain part? How does it affect you? How are you filing it too, right? Are you going direct to service, or is it a secondary, or is it an increase? So again, a few different context points there. Brianna got a question as well. What's going on? Again, before any other questions, Wednesday night, navigating VA claims. I'm covering the basics of VA claims, and we are talking about intro to claims. We're talking who we are, understanding the claim process. I'm talking about how we help veterans in many different ways. This is one of them. Who our one-on-one services are for. We have a la carte services. We have online courses. We have one-on-one services. We'll talk about who's that for in a Q&A session. So that's happening Wednesday night at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard. You can definitely check that out. I would recommend it because there are things I cannot say on social media because sadly the topics we talk about get very deep on the mental health side and disabilities, and that also triggers community guidelines because I can't infer or talk the way I would talk. So when I'm teaching a class, I kind of shift between roles, right? I'll speak to things as from the perspective of a veteran, of a woman, of a spouse, right? I'll make you statements, etc. And the system will flag that as I'm inferring upon you, something that's protected as a disability, right? I can't say you have this or you have that. You know what I'm saying? So it's one of those things that it's kind of like, a touchy subject, right? Because again of what we talk about specifically with claims. Appreciate you, Pete. Is there any way to possible for vets to get their dogs as service animals? So yeah, there's many ways to do that, right? Organizations. I partner with an organization here in Virginia where I got my service dog, which you see there. Who literally I had him on a treadmill a few minutes ago, so he's like, "F this noise, I'm going to sleep now." But he came. I got him through an organization that trained him, so he was selected from like 8 weeks old. It's a whole process. But there are other organizations where you can bring yours, train them. You can train them yourself. There's different ways to go about it, really. The better way to look at it also is what are we going to get a service dog for? What are they going to be task trained for? What do you need them for? Is your medical team, psychologist, medical team supporting that, right? So that's one way to look at it. I'm by Dulles, by Fairfax. So I'm over there, by the Fairfax area, not too far from DC. And this week, side note, I'd put a video up too, but gonna go see Jerry in North Carolina, our Vietnam veteran. He is in a living facility, so it is Jerry's birthday on a Friday. So I'll probably do a live from him where he is living now. But yeah, do you have a dog? Are you looking for a dog? Sometimes different locations might be different ways to look at that, but yeah. Let's see. All right, you'll check that in the bio. CMP tomorrow. They arranged the appointment, but never told me what it was for. Told me what it was for. Trying to prepare. They should have sent you something in the mail though, specifically as far as like what did you file too? That's another thing too. Vertigo is claimed. Yep, stuck in step 3 since May of this. Trying to get Hundo. Technically, I'm at 93, rated 90. Take got it. Yeah. What did you file for specifically? After this, I have my CMP exam. What exactly am I waiting on? I've been on step 3 forever. After I've had my CMP exam, it's a variety of different things. Honestly, the VA has a backup of things. They're verifying something. Is it a fully developed claim? Is it a standard claim? Are they having to verify things, get things, verify stressors, whatever the case may be? And just sometimes just the VA being backed up, right? There's no rhyme or reason. I can tell you someone filed a claim in 7 days. They had a rating, and I have someone who's waiting 7 months, and I got someone who's like a year and a half. So it really is a hurry up and wait thing. Like we left the military, but the hurry up and wait did not leave us. Okay. Do you usually go to appointments? They schedule you blind like that without them stress? That usually doesn't happen. Usually you get a heads up on what it is, who you're going to see, etc. Where you at? Where you at, Manny? I know you were down at NGB for a while, but I'm not. I've been tracking specifically where you're at. Stuck at 3. Let's see. Both bother me. Got that. Okay, got that. Check. You're very welcome, Juan. How the F can they deny? Okay, yeah. Oh, false church. Yeah, I'm usually down that way. Yeah, I'll hit you up, man. Just link up for sure. Yeah, Falls Church. That's around the corner. I actually went to school down there for a little bit, so yeah, check. Yeah, you're 20 minutes away, so yeah, we'll coordinate. I'll hit you up. Yeah, Falls Church. Shit, I gotta go back. I gotta go to the mall that way anyway. Pick up some stuff. Let me see. Proof of hardship. Check. Literally gave me a rating for each additional. Okay, Nelly has those questions answered. Let's see, my back. I am located in Virginia. Yes. Let's see, questions. I tried to claim. Sure, feel free. Like I said, we got about another. Where are we? Start getting some alibis in, and then we're gonna shut it down, and then we're back at it again Wednesday. Let's see. We can't ever get the claim update because they're giving him the runaround from being seen. When we can't even get the claim update because they're giving the runaround. What specifically are they giving a runaround for? What happened there? Thanks for the follow, Neutron. My back. I did all the appointments. Everything was required. I'm just stuck at step 3. Okay. Let's see. Be in DC on Memorial Day for Rolling Thunder again. Okay. Check. Do you do services for active duty BDD program? I do. I literally was just showing that. So if you go to the link in my bio, you'll see I have there a course navigating your BDD claim, and it specifically is about BDD. So it's an on-demand course that you can literally go through. Who is it? My brother Franco literally just is transitioning himself, and he literally said this. We're gonna have a conversation. I was telling him about it and whatnot. He's like, I already got the course, been through it 3 times, gonna do it a 4th time, and it was very helpful for him. And he's told a few other veterans. So there's some live testimonies right there in the mix. I've told 8 buddies already. So I think for the transitioning service members, having something like this for sure is helpful. So that's one of the things I kind of been showing a lot more for our folks. This is kind of what it looks like, just to give you some context, and it's all broken down. So video resources, the entirety of how to navigate claims, resources, bonuses, and so forth. So all that is there, and that's $67. So I definitely would recommend that. Let's see. Indeed, no rhyme or reason for how they process stuff. My behavioral health is initiating med board to PCM without me asking or telling. Is that a good thing? It could, again, right? It's one of those things where you're on the way out, Franco. It doesn't, it happens for sure. It's more now a conversation of, you're on the way out as is. For some, the med board process, strengthens the argument for that. At times, you're given an option as to whether or not you want to go through with that. So, it really is case dependent. So not so much a good thing. It's just one of those, separations happen regardless, right? But if you get put out for that specific thing, it does add to the argument right on the claim side, because this is the reason why I can't stay in, obviously, right? This is a thing. So it definitely, can be a play. Losing feelings arm, found out. So, okay, I think Naily has these. So definitely look into it. I got about 4 months left until I got 6 months left. Yeah. So, and again, it's like Franco specifically, the reason I had told him, to look at the course is because he had said that he's 45 days out from the 180 days, and he's already gone through the course about 3 times. You know what I'm saying? So that's one of the things for sure that I would definitely recommend there. Just because I think, like I said, being able to be more prepared is always a good thing. Not true, Aurora. It's all case dependent, so it varies. Let's see. I don't like definitives too, because every case is different, so it depends on what's going on specifically. 100% P&T submitting claim. Could this mean possible increase? Probably something was missing. So what specifically was submitted? Let's see. All your claims, direct service connection. Check. Agreed on discerning Dash's point. Let's see. If I file a claim, even if it's 0, will they open my whole claims up? I just want my No. Unless you're going for like a TDIU or a PNT type of thing, it won't be necessarily a thing where they just outright say, "Hey, you get everything opened up on you." Right? If you're due for a reexamination, they're going to reexamine you regardless. So that's the biggest thing I would say there for sure. Let's see. Thanks for the input on that. Dash from Franco. We'll email you in the session. Appreciate you, brother Franco. Looking forward to talking to you. Okay. All right, we're caught up. Okay, check. But yeah, check the course out for sure. Uh, Big boy Benz. I think it'll be dope. Let me know how that works out for you. Um, let's see. What was I going to say? Because we're doing a live here. Nelly, pick a number, 10 or 20 for BDD, and that will be what we will do. All right, let's see. Oops. Okay. 20 always. Alrighty. So for Benz and anybody else, so we'll do, all right. So here's a question, Nelly. Do we do dollars or percent? Let's do dollars. I like dollars. So it's $67 for the BDD course that we have there. So what I'm going to do is, as soon as the live is over, because obviously people are watching right now, is I'm going to do a discount code and it'll be $20 off. So it'll go from 67 to 47. Only because, again, if you're live and you're watching the stuff here, you know what I'm saying, there has to be like a value there for sure. Exactly, dollars always. So unless you say a higher number, I think yeah, 20 bucks off. That puts us right at 47. And you have all those resources there for sure. So we're gonna do a discount there. So the discount code is going to be DP20, Delta Papa 20. That is going to be the discount code, and that is going to run until this let's see, how many days shall we run? So $20 off, and we'll run that until, oh, that's interesting. Interesting. What's today? Monday? Wednesday night. There you go. Wednesday night. So Wednesday night, DP20, and that'll be $20 off for the course. So it'll be 47. So something for sure to look at. Do that thing. Get that. And there it is. Franco has confirmed. Worth every penny. So, trying different things there. You know what I mean? So let the buddies know, Franco, like, look, throwing a little discount in there, DP20 up until Wednesday. And as I am literally saying that, I'm creating the code. So that'll be live here in a few segundos. If I can just copy this and go back here. And let's do a coupon. And it is going to be, as I said, Delta Papa 20. And that is going to be for the BDD course, $20. And that will expire on, well, it's already Tuesday. So let's just go Friday night. Friday night at 11:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So DP20, and that'll work for the BDD course, $20 off. So you don't think I'm lying. Bam! It's right there. You see it. Whoop, whoop. All right, so that is created. So $20 off up until October 4th. So sell someone transitioning to take a look at it. Already texting them, even though Franco's like, look, I hit him with the flare. Hey, this is where we at. So yeah, DP20, put that code at the checkout, and you will be rocking and rolling there. So that'll be good for sure. And when you do it, just so I guess I can show some folks what that looks like, because I have it saved in the other browser. So let's actually switch here, and let me see. Let's go to Safari and get rid of that. So literally, when you are checking out, all you got to do is put that code in there. So you see it's 667. So DP20, you apply that, and bam, $20 off. So you don't say I'm a liar, because I may forget the way my memories is set up. So there you go. Don't want people thinking like, oh my goodness, we said we're going to do a thing that we didn't do that thing. No, we did definitely do that thing. So that is that, and we are live for that. So alrighty, so discount code is up, and that is dope. So take advantage of that for sure. Let's see, would that include a one-on-one as well? Nope, it does not. But those who have taken the course do get a different price to talk one-on-one. So it benefits to be part of the situation. But no, for the one-on-one specifically, that's a whole different thing. Because again, that's not for everybody. Like a free conversation with my advisors for sure, but for me to do a one-on-one, now those are different. So. But I'm going to create some bundle stuff. So again, we're going to build out the suite now that we have the new website. So things like that. Some people want to do that. Hey, bundle it up. I want to do 2 CMP classes. I want to do a course, and I want to do a conversation with DP or one-on-one. Why not, right? Again, people are asking questions, and we, meet them where they're at and create things. So that's why. What a great question. Appreciate you, Franco. Let's see. And don't worry, Franco, the discount will carry over to your side, and you'll be good to go. So get you squared away. Let's see. Alrighty, so we got those there. Wasn't just given CMP exam, but recently completed one due to VA submitting my claim. Okay, yeah, that can happen sometimes. It's just, again, the VA and their BS. All right, so that is my time. Wednesday night, we're talking VA claims, so definitely come on, check us out. Again, navigating VA claims. We're touching on a little bit who we are, how we help veterans understand the VA claim process. We're talking who our one-on-one services are for, who they're not for, different things that we're doing, things like the BDD program, our CMP classes, etc. So a variety of different things that we have going on there. But again, check out, for those, if you know someone who is transitioning service, again, here you have the breakdown of stuff and us having conversation, regulation, breakdown. So you kind of see me going through it, or, see in here, because obviously it's the course material, etc. So that is all there. And, that's kind of like a little preview there. A lot of cool stuff on that side: resources, lay buddy statements, headaches, GERD, migraines, etc. So that's all there. And then you have the ability to like add a comment, communicate, etc. So once you actually purchase a product, you have access to the website, so that when you go to our website, you can literally log in because you have a profile and it gives you stuff. And as we add more things, when you go to your products, you'll be able to see more products that are being added. So, oh, there it is. Look at that. One-on-one product that's added there, because I added my one-on-one calls to the website. But if you're someone like Franco or someone who's bought the course, you pay a different price. So it pays to be in a network. That's kind of that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. But I appreciate y'all. Let's see. I think we got most of the questions. So I think that was pretty dope. Hanging out there for a little bit. If I missed your question or didn't see it, I promise that I wasn't ignoring you. Sometimes the systems do like screen out things. So depending on what you typed or what you said, there are instances where these things will be changing there. Damn it, Nelly, late freaking with the message. Fuck it, we'll do it live. Um, but let's see. Yeah, 48 hours makes more sense. So I might change that. So 48 hours, that was that Tuesday, Wednesday, by Wednesday night class. Oh yeah, that kind of makes sense. 48 hours for BDD 20, I mean DP 20 for the $20 off on the BDD course. And that in turn means that it ends when the class happens on Wednesday night. So if you want another kind of whack at it, you gotta come to class. So Fraggle, we're switching it. Damn it. Was that Femdo? I've been now you leave it. I'm sure you're saying that to me versus saying it to Famdo. Yeah. All right, fine. We did that there. Look at that. See that? Um, but let's see. So we'll leave it. So Friday it is at 11:30. I was gonna change it. Step 3 for a year. Live in Texas. I'm so over it. Yeah, it is a thing. It is a thing. But again, what exactly is the issue, etc. That's the biggest thing. Franco will email you now. Appreciate everything. Live, learn each time. I appreciate you, my brother, for sure. Again, man, Franco, I'll square you away, so you'll be good to go. Okay, that's no. It wasn't for you, Femdal. It was literally for me because I said I was going to change the BDD discount code from Friday night to 48 hours, and she was like, "No, you leave it." So that wasn't for you when the Yelly said. Okay. I'll let Nayeli answer that question for Femdal. She was like, "That's all I can do. I gotta leave it now." No, that was me because I was gonna be like, "Oh wait, the discount ends on Wednesday." Nah, we leave it to Friday. Let's see, Femdali, send Nayeli a DM to kind of continue some of that conversation there, because there's going to be a little more things probably for you to kind of consider, especially being stuck there, right? There may be something, a reason of what's going on. So I don't want you to be kind of left hanging as we get ready to wrap here, because we've been going live. We've been at it for about a good hour 15, so I just wanted to do literally like 15 minutes testing this, but here we are. And I've been literally holding my phone because TikTok wanted to act all crazy. So I appreciate folks hanging out with us across the socials. So we were live at TikTok. We are on YouTube, on Twitter, on the Book of Faces, and the same username everywhere. So literally, make sure you do that there. TikTok sometimes just is kind of funky with how they roll with that. And then see, we'll email you. Appreciate you. Check. Yeah, for sure, my brother. But I appreciate y'all. We will be back again. So if you're not following, definitely do that thing. Turn on the bell notifications because you never know when I'm going to go live, the way my insomnia is set up. I'm going to go ahead and jump on this treadmill and get my nasty steps in for the day. So there's that. It's never 15 minutes. No. So I shall start. Can you see my comments, Nicole? I can. YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter. I'm gonna jump off of this here and answer this last question on Tiki. So same username on that side, but we'll shut down on the computer side of the house and kind of flip over here to get this last little question out the way.